Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to another episode of Mondays Are for the Nerds. I'm your co-host, Jay Wright.
I'm your other co-host, Tristan Stump.
And we thank you for joining us as we recap January's pop culture news for you.
Yeah, this is
Switching our new format.
Yeah, our first attempt at being monthly. We'll see how long into the year this lasts before we get tired of it. But but we really are trying to get other projects working, more Let's Plays and different things. It's just between us and Trent, it's very busy. And hopefully soon, though, I can sit down and edit some things.
We have stuff starting to get stuff banked, but we want to get a lot of it.
But we want to get them
so we can have
edited, and then we can just release them.
Yeah.
So there was supposed to be stuff out this month, but a lot happened. A lot happened.
Yeah.
So yeah. Do you have any small talk? I mean, I know there's a month worth of things, but we can
There's a month. Well, you know what I've been doing for the last week? Watching James Bond movies.
Yeah.
At least one a day, if not two.
They added all
25. Actually, 26.
Yeah, 20.
All 25 Eon James Bond films been added to Netflix, and one non-Eon, which still is the Sean Connery one.
Yeah.
Have been added to Netflix, and I've only seen the Daniel Craig one. So as of a week and a half ago, I started with Dr. No, working my way through, and I'm in my Roger Moore era right now. He's fine. I don't care for the campiness, but even though I'm like, this is ridiculous. But in a laughing way, I'm like, I can't believe he just skirted a boat overland twice.
Yeah. The thing about older movies, Jay is very not old is bad. That is not his thing. Yeah. It's just more of he has a capacity for the cheesier moments of older cinema that
lasts a certain time.
Yeah.
I will be on my phone while watching these or doing notes like I have been doing. But I'll still pay attention.
And then there's me who's like the other way around. I have a capacity for the BS that newer movies give us of all right, it's time for reboot number 37. And
exactly.
Look, there's a one-liner.
Yep.
Hey, it's a cameo from no new names lately.
I did have a revelation when I was watching The Spy Who Loved Me yesterday. Did I tell you guys this?
No.
I realized, I think the reason I love Cars 2, and I just realized yesterday, is because it's a spy movie first.
You messaged me. I was at work. I couldn't respond.
Okay.
Yeah.
I liked Cars 2, but that was before I really started liking spy movies. And I'm like, because it's a spy movie before it's a racing movie. Finn McMissile is an Aston Martin DB5. The whole opening with Finn turning into a car underwater or a sub underwater is from The Spy Who Loved Me. I saw that and I was like, wait a minute, that's Finn McMissile.
Well, The Spy Who Loved Me is top tier James Bond. So I have
Goldfinger's up there too.
I have a confession to make.
You've never seen a James Bond movie?
I've watched one James Bond movie.
Was it a Daniel Craig one? Skyfall?
No, it was
Timothy Dalton?
Oh, James Bond went into space.
One of Sean Connery's Diamonds Are Forever involves I
think it might be Diamonds Are Forever,
where they use the diamonds to create a laser.
Hold on a second.
But there's also one where where Spectre captures Russian and American space capsules. And that's also a Sean Connery one. It's earlier.
Moonraker.
Okay, I think that's my next one to watch.
That's the
Roger
one
Moore.
I watched. Yep.
That's what I've been doing. I'm loving them. I can't wait till I get to the Pierce Brosnan era.
I have been, let's see, Jay knows this. I started playing through Uncharted.
Yes.
I'm still under the...
in the first one?
Yeah, I'm still in the first one. I'm still in the underground after rescuing Sully.
Okay.
I'm still to the point where I was when you came over.
Okay.
Because I haven't touched it since then because of several other things. One of which being a game we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
And then another of which being, what was it? There was another game I played. Oh, it was one of the Dragon Quest games. A demo for it came out.
Yeah.
And so I started playing through that a little bit. And I liked our Dragon Quest. I knew I'd like the game, but I just wanted to see how the demo ran on the Switch and stuff.
Yeah.
Because if I can get it on my Switch too, I'd like to.
Yeah.
Especially because it's now a powerful. I can rest assured that a third-party game will likely run well on it, instead of it being a gamble on the Switch one. So I did that. So I've been playing a lot of games here and there, but I'm also working a bunch. Especially with we were in part of that snowpocalypse that
and
took
I was
over
the exact opposite of you.
Southeastern part of the States, and so I was working that whole time because A, I was scheduled, and B, I was one of the only people that could actually get out of their house. So
I did play SpongeBob. Speaking of video games.
Oh yeah, you did. You played Titans of the Tide. Did you beat
Mafia. I beat it.
Yep.
I beat Mafia. I felt bad because it was within like 2 weeks that I beat both of them. I'm like, oh no.
You blasted.
These are my Christmas games.
I've often found that unless I know for a fact that I'm like the game I'm asking for, or the game I've mentioned to people, that when I'm getting a game as a gift, it's usually the shorter ones because everyone's like, oh well, he likes,
Yeah.
Because I usually go like, well, if someone gets me an RPG and then I'm never talking to them because I'm playing the game they got me for 80 hours,
you're gonna feel bad.
Then I'm gonna feel bad.
Yeah.
So it's like, so if I bought the game myself, then they're only mad at me.
Yeah.
For not being on my phone all day.
Same. I didn't 100% it, but I finished it.
Well, I mean, I told you, platinuming it was.
I did that one Krabby Patty thing that you have
did
to
you
do
get the trophy?
in like the beginning. Not
okay.
the trophy, but like the thing you have to do at the beginning. And I'm like, I can see why. I got to like 500.
You got to 500? That's
because the first time I like failed, and I'm like, I'm not going to do this for 1,000. That started to stress me out. I'm like, I can't.
It speeds up so quick.
It does.
Like it just goes from 0 to 100 real fast.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, this is fine. I can probably do this for 1,000. And then like once it hits like 250, I'm like, I can't do this. I'm struggling. I'm like,
it was like my poor PS5 remote was probably like
buttons popping off everywhere. I was struggling bad, but that's all I did.
Yeah. I started an anime, Sentenced to Be a Hero. That's the one where the guy is framed for something.
Yeah.
And then in that world, the kingdom makes convicts become heroes, where they're forced to be immortal and fight demons. And the first episode was it was an hour, or it was a 45-minute premiere episode.
Yeah.
So I watched that. I haven't watched the second episode, but I'm like, decent, all right.
Good.
There's some logic things where I'm like, it's anime. I have to kind of
it's anime laws, anime rules.
I said they don't 100% make the bad guys or even the people that don't like, because the whole point is he's a convict, so they immediately don't like him. But it's like, but also he just saved their lives. He's a notorious convict, but then when he meets people, they don't know who he is upon looking at different things. Where I'm like, okay, sure,
pick a path.
Why not? It's also, but there's also some things that I've also seen some criticisms of it where I'm like, well, obviously, just based off the first episode, it's a society that is heavily reliant on honor. And so any of that logic is kind of like, well, if they're so reliant on honor, then they're immediately going to be like, you saved my life. No, they're going to be like, you're still a dishonorable person. So it's kind of thing where I'm like, I mean, it's dumb, but they're not dumb. I don't know what it's flawed. But whatever. It's anime. You're watching it for cool, flashy fights.
Exactly.
If you want a story-focused anime, you probably have to watch something that has less fights in it. But yeah, that's pretty much my month. I can't remember if this happened this did not happen before I got the big Lego.
Oh yes, the
Deku tree. I've not built anything more than the first 2 bags because I've also been too busy to clear off.
And with the Lego thing, you don't want to like leave it sitting out.
Yeah,
mid thing for a while.
And so I've just been waiting for the opportunity, have the time. So I also need to get my room back to where I can build it.
Yeah.
So that's why I've been playing games so much, is like if I have free time, I don't have enough free time to sit down and build a set that big.
Yeah.
I got that, and then I got the Drew Carey Show on DVD.
I saw that. Yes. You showed me that.
Yeah, so.
You let me borrow that. It was not somewhere streaming.
I think most of the episodes got uploaded to YouTube.
Okay. Because I've caught a couple episodes
and
when it was
the entire series is on Tubi.
Okay.
The DVD releases and the streaming, Tubi's free, so it's DVD releases and all this like being uploaded to streaming stuff was in celebration of the 30th anniversary of the series.
I remember catching an episode on like Cozy TV or something years ago, and I saw I didn't know their names at the time, but I knew them as the guy from Whose Line Is It Anyway, and then the guy from American Housewife, which now I'm like Ryan Stiles and Dietrich Bader.
Yeah, 30th anniversary. So to celebrate the 30th anniversary, they made a streaming deal and a DVD deal. The only thing is 3 episodes aren't on the DVD. I don't know if they're on streaming or not, but they're not on the DVD because of music rights. issues, which stinks, but 3 or 4. I think one's a part 1, part 2, so in my mind I bundle it up to 3.
Yeah.
But I think you'd love it. But later on, you get to the point where you're like, oh, this is definitely some Who's Line alum and different things on it.
Yeah.
Colin appears in a couple episodes, but it's Ryan Stiles is one of the main characters, and then Diedrich Bader. And anyway, they're like a duo. Like they're. The funny thing is, Diedrich Bader's character is named Harvey Lee Oswald.
Please tell me they make jokes about it.
No, it's Oswald Lee Harvey.
Do they make jokes about it? About his name being so close to an assassin? I don't know if they make
jokes about it, but that's definitely what they were going for.
Oh,
but
my goodness.
It's Oswald Lee Harvey, not Harvey Lee Oswald.
Yeah.
Or Yeah. It's Oswald Lee Harvey. He's like the dumb one. He's not been too dumb, but kind of the first episode starts with them talking about like Brad Pitt or something. And anyway, and there's something about like Brad Pitt, and like the conversation is brought up like, okay, Ryan Stiles at some point goes, okay, so all the women on Earth have disappeared. Plus, your parents are very understanding. What celebrity are you sharing your cell with? Or something like that. And he sits there and he goes, I don't want to talk about this. And he goes, no.
Let's say it.
Yeah, and so he goes, Liam Neeson.
And this is in what time? What era?
95.
95?
Yeah. It just I did not say the joke word for word, but it's a funny opening like to the series. Like, okay, this sets up there.
This is the tone that we're gonna have.
And Drew Carey puts his arm around him and goes, aye, laddie, and he's like, get your hands up. Anyway, it's so funny.
It's us.
But yeah, I think you'd enjoy it.
I think I would.
It does do that thing that sitcoms can sometimes do towards the end of the series, where casting gets a little bit like some people leave and some people. But I don't know. I like it.
I feel like I'd love it. Just based off the couple episodes outside.
I saw that I got on DVD, got so excited because I have memories of watching it on this cable network that was at our place that we stayed when we went to Florida. And that was the first time I watched it. I'm like, that and Night Court were the first times I watched either of those. I was like, oh man. So anyway.
Classics.
But yeah. We can get into it though.
Should I get into my releases?
Yes, sir.
For this month in movies on Thursday, January 1st, The Long Walk, Americana, and The Home all came to stars on streaming. On Friday, January 2nd, We Bury the Dead got a limited release in theaters. The Plague got an expansion, and The Dutchman got a limited release. On Tuesday, January 6th, Predator Badlands came to VOD and digital. Tron Ares dropped on Disney Plus on Wednesday, January 7th. Soul on Fire dropped on Netflix on Thursday, January 8th. On Friday, January 9th in theaters, Greenland 2 Migration came out. In the aftermath of a comet strike that decimated most of the planet, the Garrity family must leave the safety of the Greenland bunker to traverse a shattered world in search of a new home. Primate released. A tropical vacation goes awry when Ben, a family's adopted chimpanzee, is bitten by a rabid animal and suddenly becomes violent. I did, of course, as you know, Trey told me to go see that. I'm okay with creature features, especially when they're like about real animals, but I knew I was 55% convinced to go see it, if that says anything. And I had to turn my eyes away with it, but just about every single kill, I almost threw up with the last 2. And Trey looked at me, he's like, I can tell you're not having a good time right now. And he was like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, no, I'm not. Anyone who's seen it, when the lights go red, that's when I was like about to throw up. Is This Thing On got an expansion. Dead Man's Wire got a limited release, and the Chronology of Water got an expansion. The People We Meet on Vacation dropped on Netflix that day as well. Tuesday, January 13th, The Running Man came to Paramount Plus on streaming. And on Thursday, January 15th, Bone Lake dropped on Netflix, as did all 25 James Bond films. In theaters on Friday, January 16th, 28 years later, The Bone Temple released. Dr. Kelson finds himself in a shocking new relationship with consequences that could change the world as we know it, or as he knows it, while Spike's encounter with Jimmy Crystal becomes a nightmare he can't escape. Charlie the Wonder Dog got a limited release, and Killer Whale got a limited release. No Other Choice and Dead Man's Wire also got expansions that week. And in streaming, The Rip dropped on Netflix. A group of Miami cops discovers a stash of millions in cash, leading to distrust as outsiders learn about the seizure, making them question who to rely on. And Twinless dropped on Hulu. Tuesday, January 20th, the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants dropped on VOD and digital, and Venom Let There Be Carnage was added to Disney Plus, which didn't think that would ever show up in my notes. Friday, January 23rd, Mercy came to theaters. In the near future, an advanced AI judge tells a captive detective that he's on trial for the murder of his wife. If he fails to prove his innocence within 90 minutes, he'll be executed on the spot. Jimmy and I went and saw this. It's okay. It's okay. There's some writing issues I had. The twist I didn't see coming, but I don't feel like it was set up good anyway. So it's fine. I gave it about like 4 or 5. Okay. Return to Silent Hill released when a mysterious letter calls him back to Silent Hill in search of his lost love. James finds a once recognizable town and encounters terrifying figures, both familiar and new, and begins to question his own sanity. H is for Hawk released. The Testament of Ann Lee got an expansion. Arco released in New York and LA. On streaming side of things on that day, Gabby's Dollhouse the movie dropped on Peacock, and The Smashing Machine came to HBO Max. On Wednesday, January 28th, on streaming, The Wrecking Crew dropped on Amazon Prime. Johnny, a loose cannon cop, and James, a disciplined Navy SEAL commander, have been estranged for over 20 years. After the mysterious death of their father, the two are forced back together in the streets of Hawaii for his funeral. I did watch this. It's surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. I feel like that's Amazon's January movie that's like, you think it's going to be bagged, but surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Because You're Cordially Invited was January of last year. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Action was amazing in it, and Johnny is hilarious. Jason Momoa. Friday, January 30th, Send Help came to theaters. A woman and her overbearing boss become stranded on a deserted island. After a plane crash, they must overcome past grievances and work together to survive. But ultimately, it's a battle of wills and wits to make it out alive. Shelter released. On a remote coastal island, a former assassin living in self-imposed exile rescues a young girl from a deadly storm. As her lives start to intertwine, he must protect the orphan while battling enemies from his past. That's the new Jason Statham movie. I will be seeing both of those today. Iron Lung released. Survivors of the Apocalypse launch an expedition to a barren moon with an ocean of blood. You seen that? No, you didn't see it yet.
I haven't
Are you
gotten
going
to see it
yet?
I'm going back and forth because you know how I am on horror,
Yeah.
but Hayden thinks that it wasn't horror enough it's like, because he knows the kind of scary I can handle, and if it's more suspense and like claustrophobic, then I might be able to. The problem is that Sam kind of wants to see it too, but she's even worse about scary than I am. So
yeah,
we'll see. It might be one of those things where we wait until he gets it, because it'll come to streaming or buy it on digital or something somehow, I would assume.
Yeah. Probably. There's no.
But
at least on Shudder, maybe.
But yeah. Heard a lot of mixed things. IGN gave it a 4, but
IGN will be very hit or miss.
Yeah, they're sometimes they're on par with like, okay, that's an accurate rating as far as like what everyone else is saying, and sometimes it's like, eh.
But the audience meter on Rotten Tomatoes like
90 something. But something we also have to remember is Markiplier fans are going to Markiplier fan, and they're going to be like, it's good no matter what. And so there's a lot of arguments happening of like, if there's any criticisms, they're like, oh, you don't get it. And it's like, no, you can get criticisms. He even made a comment. I think Moist Critical made a video, and he had some criticisms, and Markiplier was like, thank you for the criticisms.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's my first movie. It wasn't going to be like a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And
the general consensus, like the 3 movie people I've seen on TikTok talk about it, were like 7 or 8.
Yeah. Too long, but it's good.
Yeah.
Is what I've heard. Like too long, but like if you shave 30 minutes off it, it'd be even better. But even with that 30 minutes, it's still all right. And obviously there's going to be people that are going to be overly critical because it's so it's. I try to take criticism of indie movies like.
Because indie movies aren't for everyone.
No.
It's very much niche.
And especially Markiplier's tastes in his creative projects can be very like. Unis Honest, the whole point of that was to do a very popular YouTube channel for a year and delete it because nothing lasts forever. And not everybody liked that. And different things like that, where it's like, I knew it was going to be niche, especially the game it's based on. It's based on like a 30-minute game turning into a 2-hour movie. It was going to be...
You're going to have to stretch something somewhere.
It was going to be niche. And obviously, the movie expands on the lore that the creator and Markiplier worked on together to like expand and stuff. So like...
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so I'm just proud as a fan of like smaller projects becoming popular, and as a Markiplier fan that it is being as successful as it has.
Oh been. Which I'll get to. I got the box office.
So Jay will get to the box office later.
But for self-distributing,
for self-distributing too. And I don't know if it was because he couldn't find a distributor, because there's a lot of things with
I think
this.
it's half and half.
There's a lot of things with this movie because he found a distributor in Europe.
Yeah.
But United States, he just struggled to find one. And I mean, he's Emmy nominated, so like even without him being a popular YouTuber, he's done projects before that have people know who he is.
Yeah.
No one interviewed him when he went to the Emmys because there's still this thing about online content creators that not everyone's adjusted to yet. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. Is self-distributing. But there's also other aspects of the movie that he eventually started to do himself too, because he's very specific. He's very particular. It's probably why he won't completely work with the studio or something because of how much creative
the restrictions
and stuff. At least that's how I see it. He's done like he did Edge of Sleep, which was
Amazon,
which was supposed to be Amazon, and then Amazon kind of threw it under the bus because they didn't have faith in it, and so now it's on Tubi. Like that was with a studio and things. Like not that he can, but I think any project there he would head. Like it was his idea. I see him wanting more creative control over it than most people would, But
which is fair.
Yeah,
Elizabeth
which is
Taylor
perfectly
did with
fair.
her Heirs tour show.
Yeah, and just going, hey, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
But before we move on to my releases,
I also have.
Oh, you still have
TV.
a couple releases? Okay.
Yeah,
okay, before we go on to TV releases, I do have a fun fact for you.
Yes.
So, Evie Templeton, she played Laura in Return to Silent Hill.
Uh-huh.
She was cast. I don't know if this is 100% accurate. This is just a couple articles I saw. But apparently, the director, when she auditioned, did not know that she was also Laura in Silent Hill 2 Remake.
So she played the same character?
She played the same character in the remake and then the movie that's based on the same. And apparently the director didn't know that. Like, she just did a good enough job. He was like, yeah, you got it. And she's like, I got the same role again. Sweet. So I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but I saw a couple articles mentioning that where I was like, oh, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Wild. On the TV side of things, Monday, January 5th, saw The Wall Season 6 premiere on NBC. Tuesday, January 6th. Will Trent Season 4 and The Rookie Season 8 premiere on ABC as Best Medicine had its series premiere on Fox. Wednesday, January 7th, The Masked Singer Season 14 premiered on Fox and Beast Game Season 2 dropped on Prime Video. Thursday, January 8th, The Hunting Party Season 2 premiered on NBC. The Pit Season 2 premiered on HBO Max, and The Traitor Season 4 premiered on Peacock. 1,000 Below Season 2 dropped on Hulu on Friday, January 9th. On Sunday, January 11th, The Night Manager Season 2 dropped on Amazon Prime, and Industry Season 4 premiered on HBO. Tuesday, January 13th, saw The Tell Me Lies Season 3 premiere on Hulu. Star Search Season 1 and The Boyfriend Season 2 both drop on Netflix. Wednesday, January 14th, Fear Factor House of Fear series premiered on Fox, and Hijack Season 2 premiered on Apple TV. Thursday, January 15th, Animal Control Season 4 and Going Dutch Season 2 both premiered on Fox. Star Trek Starfleet Academy had a series premiere on Paramount Plus, and Ponies Season 1 dropped on Peacock. Sunday, January 18th, saw the series premiere of The Night of the Seven Kingdoms on HBO. The Beauty had its series premiere on FX on Wednesday, January 21st. January 22nd, saw Scrabble Season 2 and Trivial Pursuit Season 2 both premiered on the CW. And Free Burt Season 1 dropped on Netflix. Monday, January 26th, saw American Idol Season 24 premiere and Extracted Season 2 and Memory of a Killer series premiere both on Fox. Tuesday, January 27th, Wonder Man dropped on Disney Plus. I did watch the first 2 episodes. Really good. I'm excited to get in the rest of it. All episodes dropped. Shrinking Season 3 premiered on Apple TV Plus on Wednesday, January 28th, as did School Spirits Season 3 on Paramount Plus. And Bridgerton Season 4A dropped on Netflix on Thursday, January 29th. That is all for my releases for this month.
All right. I do have some descriptions now. I did get some pulled up, not for every game. All right, so for my releases, January 5th, we got Dune Crawl on PC and Suika Game Planet on Switch and Switch 2. On January 6th, we had Havenhold on PC and Star Rapture on PC. January 7th saw the release of Heartopia on PC. Welcome to Heartopia, a multiplayer life simulation game created for creativity, freedom, and peace. Build your dream home, explore a wide range of hobbies, and forge warm connections with friends in a town full of endless possibilities. That is from developer and publisher XD. next month, I promise I'll have at least have the developer and publisher of every game, and then descriptions for specific. But yeah. Marbles released on PC. A love letter to the classic Marble games. Help Marble find his lost marbles and roll through physics-powered worlds packed with wild challenges and quirky contraptions. From developer James Oliver and publisher Destined.
Oh.
It's got kind of a retro PS1 thing going on. Oh. Fairy Tale Dungeons was ported to Switch. On January 8th, Cozy Caravan released on PC and Switch. Jolt Battle Pillars released on PC, and Kinsfolk released on PC. January 9th saw Code Violet released on PlayStation, and Pathologic 3 released on PC. January 12th saw Quarantine Zone, the final check, enter, I think it was like, it exited full early access, I want to say. It might have just been a demo before, but I definitely watched people play this in early access. Command the checkpoint in a collapsing city, screen survivors, manage scarce resources, and hold back the undead. Every choice matters, and one mistake could unleash the plague beyond your walls. From Brigada Games and Devolver Digital. Big Hops released on PS5, PC, and Switch. Tongue swing, free climb, and build your own path forward in a new kind of 3D platformer. Plant veggie, bounce pads, tight ropes, hook shots, and much more. Find a way home through huge desert, ocean, and mountain worlds and collect bugs, upgrade your backpack, and meet animal friends along the way. You play as a frog, and you can like grapple with your tongue, and looks pretty fun. January 13th, Hank Drowning on Dry Land released on PC. Think Batman, but always drunk, and he can time travel. Sink into Hank's comic book world and escape the Unraveler's trap. Play a dungeon time-bending co-op with your past self. From My Next Games. Yeah, that just looked funny. Hightail released on PC after many, many, many years. That's the one I was telling you. It was originally like a Minecraft mod and became its own thing, and it was shut down and bought. And so it's in early access, and you can only get it from the official website. It's not on Steam or anything yet. So it's out, but there's those caveats. And then Wizard 101 was ported to Switch. Wizard 101's just popping up all over the place.
I thought that was dead for a while.
Yeah, January 14th, Filna Fantasy released on PC, and The Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon released on PC, Switch, Switch 2, and PlayStation. The future of an entire continent is at stake in this milestone entry in the Trail series. Explore the vast Calvard Republic with 3 different protagonists, nurture connections, and master powerful skills in both real-time and turn-based battles as you uncover the secrets of the core of Zemuria. January 15th, Animal Crossing New Horizons Switch 2 Edition released alongside the 3.0 update, I think is what it was, with like the new furniture and mouse controls and everything like that. Cassette Boy released on all major platforms, and Craftlings released on PC. January 16th, Finch and Archie released on PC. Ghetto Zombies Graffiti Squad released on PC. January 19th, Astronook released on PC. Carnage released on PC, and Hungry Horrors released on PC. January 20th, 2XKO made its way to PS5 and Xbox. And Mio, Memories in Orbit, released on all major platforms. Play as an android named Mio in this mesmerizing Metroidvania where you explore the vessel, an enormous technological ark overgrown with machines gone rogue. Uncover its secrets, enhance Mio's abilities, and save the spaceship and its residents from oblivion. January 21st, Edelgard released on PC. It Consumes released on PC. Lort released on PC. TR49 released on PC. January 22nd, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade released on Switch 2 and Xbox. Dark Deity 1 and 2 made their way to Switch. Cult of the Lamb Woolhaven DLC released. Blade Song released on PC, and Turnbound released on PC. On January 23rd, Escape from Ever After released on all major platforms. Fight against capitalism in this satirical adventure RPG when a greedy megacorp from the real world starts taking over fairy tales for their cheap labor. A newly hired storybook hero must climb its corporate ladder, rally together other disgruntled employees, and fight back.
So this is on consoles?
This is on all PS5, Switch, $25. Actually, it's on sale for $19.99 until February 6th.
Oh, there you go.
But it's from Sleepy Castle Studio, Wing It Creative, and then publisher Hype Train Digital. This is for those who don't remember, this is the Paper Mario-like game. It's one of my most anticipated games of the year. I have played the first 2 chapters. I don't care what comes after it. Chapter 2 is the best one in the game.
Did you tell me it's the Cthulhu one?
Yeah, it's the Cthulhu one, and I don't want to get into any more than that, other than what I've already told you about it before.
I just sent you a message as a reminder to myself to wishlist it.
Yes, wishlist it, get it as soon as you can.
Yeah.
This almost should be a Let's Play, I think.
Absolutely.
From what I've played, and Trent mentioned wanting to watch it, so we might do a trio Let's Play with that one.
Yeah, I'm down.
Because, dude, I've been playing it. I'm like, the guys would have so much fun with this.
You know, I love like amalgamation fairy tale stuff. Sister's Grip.
Yeah. And I will say I haven't seen a whole lot of there's only been one partner so far that is explicitly from a pre-existing fairy tale. Everyone else is kind of an original character. Mm-hmm. But there are NPCs and there are other characters you interact with that are from fairy tales. Stories, and not just fairy tales, just stories that you'll know.
Yeah,
because Call of Cthulhu's in there, or not Call of Cthulhu, it's Shadow over Innsmouth.
Yeah,
but it's Shadow over Innsbeak because birds.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's so good, man. Like, this is up there with Bug Fables and a Paper Mario-like game actually feeling like you're playing a Paper Mario game. Mm-hmm. There's been other Paper Mario-like games where they don't quite reach it, or they do enough of their own thing where it's only Paper Mario in aesthetics. It's not in gameplay. Yeah. And this is even more so feeling like Paper Mario than Bug Fables in some instances, because Bug Fables is their own thing, but it's definitely like, that was for me what you need to meet to get a Paper Mario-like game.
Yeah.
And this is there. It is absolutely fantastic. I love it. The soundtrack's good. Not that there's any thing where I could start singing the tunes now, but as I'm playing the game, the soundtrack has been
you're I love this.
Yeah. Boss fights have just been so good. It's just been this is, last year I had Kingdoms of the Dump and everything. This is up there with me of man, indie games might rock it this year.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, so that is Escape from Ever After. On January 26th, High Guard released on PC, PS5, and Xbox. This was the last announcement of the Game Awards last year, or this past month, that everyone was the last announcement was a free-to-play shooter game. And it's it's an amalgamation of other studios, teams from those studios have left and made their own studio, Wild Light Entertainment. High Guard is a PvP raid shooter where players will ride, fight, and raid as wardens, arcane gunslingers sent to fight for control of a mythical continent. I did not get this written down, but they did not reveal anything about the game until launch day.
Is that a bad thing?
It's kind of you probably should have spent more time selling us on the game, since immediate reception was, bad. Oh, another free-to-play hero shooter. Yay.
Yeah.
Kind of thing where it's you probably should have sold yourself a little more.
Yeah.
I've heard mixed things on it. There's been some YouTubers that got they got to play the game early. They got to get shown early, but they didn't get to talk about it until release day. And they were saying, no, I've had fun with it. And then there's some people reviews are 50-50. So it's, which is to be expected. It's just so funny, joke though, because Jeff Keighley has been tomorrow you'll see how wrong you all are about me. And then everyone's
it's the same. It's kind of like how a lot of movies are if you have a strong review embargo to 2 days before the movie drops.
That's kind of telling. To me, it's telling of
might not be good.
Yeah, you need press. You need press.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all I can talk about it because I haven't played it because it's not my kind of game.
Yeah.
But it is one of the major releases of this month is that because of the team behind it and everything. January 27th, Echoes of Elysium released on PC. The Spirit of Lift released on PC, and Valkyrie Saga released on PC. January 28th, Dispatch was ported to Switch and Switch 2. Was heavily censored.
I saw that.
Everyone's trying to point fingers.
And it's
but according to
can't undo it.
According to statements released by Nintendo and the development team of Dispatch. It was on the development team, but only because it costs so much. Nintendo requires you to get rated by every rating system. And so it was cheaper for them just to censor it for all countries instead of having to make a whole other censored-only version just to sell in, I think, China or Japan. One of the ones that has the stricter thing about adult content. In their games. And so, because people were well, why is Nintendo doing this double standard with And why would the company do that if it's their game?
Yeah.
Obviously, it was because of outside sources. It was outside, but it was also their choice to not spend the extra resources to make a censored version for one country only.
Yeah.
It stinks, but they have now since put a warning on the game description
that it is censored.
That it is censored. They should have done that in the first place, but here we are.
Yeah.
Ghost Keeper released on PC. Steel Sentry Groove released on PC January 29th. Cairn released on PC and PS5. Don't Stop Girly Pop released on PC. Spread the Love. Don't Stop Girly Pop is a Y2K arena shooter where standing still is not an option. Heart emoji. Just heart emoji. Don't heart emoji. Stop heart emoji. Moving heart emoji. Skull emoji. If anyone gets that. Markiplier. I'm getting my YouTubers mixed up in my head because we've been talking about Markiplier. Game Grumps did a one episode sponsored Let's Play of that.
Mm-hmm.
It looked ridiculous. It's like the game is so pink.
Yeah.
It is so pink.
Low key. I kind of want to play it.
Have you seen clips of it?
No.
It
just based on what you said.
It looks nuts. I Hate This Place, released on all major platforms. Space Warlord Baby Trading Simulator, released on PC. You certainly remember that one.
Yep.
I'll have to tell Trent about that if he doesn't listen to this. The Perfect Pencil, released on PC and Switch. And then on January 30th, Front Mission 3 Remake, released on PC. And Code Vein 2, released on PC, PS5, and Xbox. An epic adventure awaits where you and your chosen partners explore a post-apocalyptic world, face fierce battles against powerful enemies, and uncover an epic story that transcends time. That is from Bandai Namco. That is the one where the trailer that had the girl with the
and she
the light in her chest.
That the one where I was like, nope.
You seemed interested.
Was it?
Yeah, even though it was anime, you seemed interested because it was you might have noped now.
I might have known now. But I feel like
that initial trailer had you intrigued. Where I was shocked of wow.
What?
Those are my releases for this month.
I have my first batch of miscellaneous. It's going to look a little different than the past ones. In box office, Avatar Fire and Ash was the biggest film on Christmas Day, earning $25 million domestically. It also had a bigger second weekend than Avatar The Way of Water at the box office, despite Avatar Way of Water having a bigger opening weekend by over $40 million. It also passed $1 billion worldwide and currently sits at $1.366 billion. Avatar is now the highest grossing movie trilogy of all time, over $1 billion more than Star Wars, and became the first movie trilogy to pass $6 billion at the box office. The Odyssey trailer passed 121.4 million views in the first 24 hours, strongest trailer debut in Christopher Nolan's career, doubling the debut of the first Oppenheimer trailer. Disney was the only studio to cross $6 billion in 2025, first time the studio has reached the milestone since 2019. Marty Supreme earned $3.2 million in previews, $10.8 million in its domestic opening day, which is the biggest opening day ever for an A24 film, third biggest Christmas day of all time for an R-rated film. Had the biggest opening ever for an A24 film, passing $28.3 million domestically, tracking to become A24's first film to pass $100 million domestically, and as of last night, it is sitting at $87.9 million. It's now the highest grossing A24 film of all time in the U.S., and currently in worldwide, it is at $114.5 million. Zootopia 2, breaking all sorts of box office records, has become Walt Disney Animation's highest grossing film of all time worldwide, tracking to become the biggest Hollywood animated movie of all time with $1.8 billion worldwide, has become the highest grossing Hollywood movie of all time in China, passing Avengers Endgame. It has earned $632.2 million so far in China alone. Currently sits at $1.69 billion worldwide. Stranger Things series finale in its theatrical run for 2 days earned $25 to $28 million. The Housemaid passed $300 million on a budget of $35. 2025 was IMAX's biggest year ever at the global box office, earning $1.28 billion. Anaconda passed $100 million worldwide. Zoe Saldana has now officially become the highest-grossing actor of all time worldwide, passing Scarlett Johansson. 28 years later, earned over $15 million in the film's 4-day opening weekend. Mercy was number one at the box office for its opening weekend, dethroning Avatar Fire and Ash after 5 weeks. K-Pop Demon Hunters was the most watched movie of 2025 with approximately 207 million views according to Nielsen. And Iron Lung earned $3.5 million in domestic previews and earned the number one spot in its opening day with $9 million total. New announcements this month. A Fallout Shelter reality competition shows in the works Amazon Prime Video. Housemaid 2 is in the works. The Burrows, a new series executive produced by the Duffer Brothers, will release on Netflix in 2026. Follows a group who band together at a retirement home to stop a monster who threatens to steal their time, starring Alfred Molina, Gina Davis, Alfred Woodard, and Bill Pullman. I saw someone say Stranger Things, but in a nursing home. A new Jackass movie will release on June 26th in theaters. Tom Cruise visited the set for Sean Levy's Star Wars Starfire and ended up filming one of the lightsaber duels for the film. I don't know why I put that in the new announcements category. I think I was looking at the wrong one.
When I first read that, I misheard it or like misread it as like, oh, so Tom Cruise just cameos during a
Star Wars movie?
Lightsaber duel?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he's like, oh, he directed it, which is somehow more surprising.
Oh, no, he knows his stunts.
Yeah, but it's more so like, I don't know what connections he had, because the way I understood it, he just flew in from a helicopter, was like, hey, I'll help you film this, and then flew out.
Maybe it's just because he's Tom Cruise. He just showed up and was like, hey, can I direct this? And they're like,
this is going to be a big movie. Sean Levy's like, okay. And Ryan Gosling's like, oh, I don't even know if Ryan Gosling was part of the scene. Daisy Edgar-Jones and Drew Starkey will reportedly star in Karen Kusama's new film, Stan. The film follows a famous singer who has a fan that believes there is a hidden message buried within her songs. Boots Riley is developing a film adaptation of Mr. Burns' post-electric play. The stage play follows survivors of an apocalypse who recount the Simpsons episode Cape Fear to distract themselves and later form a traveling theater company that performs Simpsons episodes. Keegan-Michael Key has revealed that Hotel Transylvania 5 is in the works. A third Phineas and Ferb movie is in the works at Disney. The film follows Dr. Doofenshmirtz's time travel experiment failing and erasing the moment Phineas's mom met Ferb's dad, meaning the boys never become brothers. I'm gonna cry.
This would be interesting to see. I'm finally glad that they're making a plot in Phineas and Ferb, a cartoon about stepbrothers, about the stepbrothers.
Yeah,
like that sounds way more aggressive than I meant for it to be. I love Phineas and Ferb. But they have never focused on Phineas and Ferb's relationship, it's like ever. They focused on They focused on the relationship with Agent P, more so Phineas's relationship with Agent P, because Ferb was kind of seemed okay with the revelation.
Yeah.
But then they focused on their relationship with Candace, and then any of the episodes that are longer focuses more on Doofenshmirtz and Agent P's relationship, or Candace and Jeremy, or Phineas and Isabella, but like they've never had Phineas and Ferb like their dynamic as brothers be the focus, which is interesting. Which I mean, I guess that's supposed to go into the point of like they get along, they're great, they're brother, like there's no conflict because that's just their characters. But
I feel like it's why,
and this is a good way of doing that without having to come up with a shoehorned argument or something.
Yeah,
like it's like, oh no, they never met, so how different would their lives be? Maybe it starts with an argument. Maybe they finally like get to some point, or where Ferb is like, who knows?
Yeah,
that might be how they do it, and then the time travel, so they learn to like appreciate each other more or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
that sounds dumb, which means they probably shouldn't do it, but
I mean.
Hey, I'm just glad they're...
Listen, Phineas and Ferb is no misses.
Yeah, you're right. I'm trying to think of like even their weak episodes. I'm like, no, they're
good.
Yeah, Milo's Murphy. The weaker parts of that whole thing is Hamster and Gretel, and even then, like it's enjoyable. It's just it's definitely made during the pandemic, so there's production things. I'm like, that definitely was cheaper than.
Yep.
But that being said, that's not about Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb, yeah, it seems cool.
They don't miss.
I mean, we probably won't see it until like 2028.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just entered production. So
yeah,
and then season 6, I think, is wrapping production soon. So
if
that's not going to be until later this year to early next year, then
it's going to be a bit.
It's going to be.
Which, fine. Let them focus on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
A Conjuring prequel movie, The Conjuring First Communion, will release on September 10th, 2027 in theaters. A Speedy Gonzalez animated movie is in the works at Warner Brothers with Jorge R. Gutierrez from The Book of Life set to direct.
Bring back Fluffy to star in it.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Because he was that in Space Jam. I remember him talking, I can't remember if it was a stand-up bit or an interview, where he was talking about like he went in and he did the voice. And everyone was surprised he did the voice. And he's like, what? It's Speedy Gonzalez. I'm not just going to be Fluffy. Anyway, and so... I think they should bring him back because
he's so good.
Him and then the creator of Book of Life. I feel like
I need to rewatch that. It's been years. It's been a decade.
Do you know how many things he's created? Have you ever looked into his filmography? Book of Life, El Tigre. He made the Maya and the 3 show for Netflix.
Oh, okay.
He's got a bunch of other unproduced He just made a pilot that already has like merch at Hot Topic, I think. His art style, it could have just been his art style.
Yeah.
But it kind of looked like a character from his newest thing. Anyway.
I'm excited for that. A documentary about Martin Short will release on May 12th on Netflix, directed by Lawrence Kasdan, writer of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell are developing a horror comedy film titled Kenan and Kel Meet Frankenstein. The film follows two delivery drivers whose routine drop-off takes a terrifying turn when they arrive at a castle and accidentally awaken Frankenstein's monster.
Look, if they spend this part of their career just making a bunch of Abbott and Costello style Kenan and Kel movies, I'd be
While he still does SNL.
Well, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. They just remake all the Abbott and Costello movies. Literally, but it's with Kenan and Kel.
Then they get tired of it, or they run out of it, so they have to do like the Flintstones meets the Bride of Frankenstein. So they're like, okay, Kenan and Kel meet the Bride of Frankenstein.
Exactly. Lionsgate is developing a TV series about the history of Manchester United. It'll be dramatized retelling and similar in concept to The Crown. Sydney Sweeney will star in and produce a movie adaptation of Edith Wharton's novel Custom of the Country. A new Darkman movie is in the works with Brian Netto and Adam Schindler from Don't Move set to direct. Mia Goth and Andrew Scott are in talks to lead Fonda, the next film from director Justine Triet from Anatomy of a Fall. The thriller follows the shifting limits of one woman's sound mind as her grief and obsession take hold. Dirty Dancing 2 is moving forward with Jennifer Grey reprising her role. Halle Berry will play the President of the United States in the film adaptation of The President is Missing. A Chia Pet animated movie is being considered for development. Apple has landed the rights to turn Mistborn into a film franchise and the Stormlight Archive into a TV series, with author Brandon Sanderson writing, producing, and consulting on all projects, which is unfound for like an author to be doing that, which I love. A Steal the Brainrot movie is in the works. Film will be made in partnership with the creators of the Roblox minigame. Cameron Diaz and Stephen Merchant will start a new rom-com with Merchant set to direct, following a workaholic at an upscale hotel who strikes a deal with a struggling stand-up comic to have her as a wife for guest appearances. And a series adaptation of Sex Criminals is in the works at Amazon Prime Video with Kumail Nanjiani set to star. The series follows a couple who have the ability to stop time when they have sex, subsequently using their powers to rob banks. And Jendy Tartakovsky is reportedly developing an animated Game of Thrones project about the sea snake. In Glenn Powell news, he's in talks to star in a new mystery sci-fi thriller Tesseract, written and directed by Sam Esmail from Mr. Robot. J.J. Abrams' new film, The Great Beyond, will release in November 13th in theaters, which means I get 2 birthdays with Glenn Powell back to back. Madeline Klein and Christy Milioti will star alongside Glenn Powell in Judd Apatow's new film. The comedy follows a country western star whose career goes into free fall. So Chad Power is but a country music star. And How to Make a Killing got a new poster. And How to Train Your Dragon news, filming has begun. We also got the casting of the 3 big new characters returning. Cate Blanchett will return as Valka in the live-action How to Train Your Dragon 2. She voiced her, who doesn't know, in the movies. Which is what we all wanted. Olafar Darry Olafsson has been cast as Drago in How to Train a Dragon 2. He looks the part. I did see a clip of him in Severance, and he does have the voice to it. My only concern is, can he pull off that yell? Because that's how he controls the dragons. I love How to Train a Dragon 2, anybody who doesn't know. And Phil Dunster has been cast as Eret, son of Eret, in How to Train Your Dragon 2. He's from Ted Lasso. He plays Jamie Tart. And that is my first batch of miscellaneous.
I'm in my gaming news. Narrative horror game Mutter was announced, a stop-motion-inspired adventure about a boy surviving his mother's transformation into a monster, set in 1940s London, coming to PC. A demo is available now. Pets was announced, a hand-drawn hidden object game coming to PC. Encrypted was announced, a FMV horror game about catching and battling cryptids Pokemon style, in which all the FMVs were recorded on the Game Boy camera.
Ooh.
Coming to PC. Ruin Beast City was announced for a 2026 release on PC. Follow a mysterious assassin hired to hunt down and kill immortal bosses in this action game. A Baby CEO was announced, a resource management game about running a company when you're a baby, coming to PC. Pac-Man content was added to Sonic Racing Cross Worlds January 7th. Penniless Games announced RPG town life simulation game Critterville Goes Bankrupt, coming to PC. Baltoro Games announced Moto Rush Reborn, a retro-futuristic action arcade motorcycle game about a demon-possessed engine in neon-lit Tokyo, coming to Xbox, PC, and Switch. Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 releases February 18th on PC. A Power World trading card game will launch July 30th. Go Power World! They're keeping it's like they're waving that dollar in front of them. Oh, you gotta be quicker than that. Oh, come and get me. Oh. Masters of Albion releases April 22nd on PC. Truck Simulator 2026 was announced, coming to PS4 and PC. Chaotic multiplayer golf game Super Battle Golf releases February 19th on PC. Blind walking simulator Blind Touch releases February 4th on PC. Top-down arcade shooter Monsters and Me releases February 10th on PC. 8-bit action adventure Lovish releases February 5th on all major platforms. Roguelike cooking game Medieval Battle Food Truck was announced from Awaken Realms and Floodgate Crew. Run a food truck in the middle of medieval battles, coming to PC. Medieval action game 1348 Ex Voto set a release date of March 12th on PC and PS5. Inky Blinky Bob was announced, a horror comedy about fighting an airborne octopus creature in your heavily armed hot air balloon, coming to PC. Think Choo Choo Charles, but hot air balloon.
Dude.
Desert crafting roguelike game Dungeons and Desserts was announced. Or dessert crafting roguelike game Dungeons and Desserts was announced. Worming from Home was announced, a remote job simulation game where you play as a worm, coming to PC. Chilly Room announced Reblade the Death Spiral, a cyberpunk action roguelike, coming to PC. Project Songbird releases on PS5, Xbox, and PC March 26th. Emberville was announced from Cygnus Cross. Described as Tiny Diablo meets Stardew Valley, the Life Sim RPG releases in early access summer of 2026 on PC. Reigns the Witcher was announced, a Witcher-themed Reigns game, coming to PC and mobile February 25th. Cozy home renovation game Hosey releases March 30th on PC. The Disney Afternoon Collection is coming to Switch and Switch 2 alongside an update with 2 new games, Goof Troop and Bonkers, releasing February 26th. Homura Hime releases March 4th on PC. Under the Island releases February 17th on all major platforms. That is I want to say like a top-down island exploration. I don't know if it's got farming elements, but it's like a retro like looking game. Looks neat. Baby Animals were redesigned in Minecraft. Edmund Macmillan's next game, Eugenics, releases February 10th. Deadpool launched on Marvel Rivals January 16th. A beta for workshop support for Rivals of Ether 2 was announced and launched January 13th. So custom characters can now be made for that. Although you've got to know how to make 3D models, because this one uses 3D. The last one was easier because it's 2D, so you can just animate whatever. Yeah. So we'll see how much custom content gets made, because you got to know how to rig 3D models and stuff for it. But it seemed like the coding itself was going to be, like just no coding. Meta shut down VR studios Armature, Twisted Pixel, and Sanzaru. A fun fact: Twisted Pixel made these games on Xbox called Sploder Man. My eye doctor's cousin worked on that. And he also worked on the movie Zombievers.
Dude.
Talk about like a varied creative
eye doctor's cousin.
Yeah. My lame claim to fame.
Too very.
Subway Surfers 2 was announced, releasing February 20th. A Power World trading card game is releasing July 30th. Life is Strange Reunion was announced, releasing March 26th. It's set to complete the story of Chloe and Max. I thought the original game completed their story, but okay. Bungie's next project, Marathon, was given a release date of March 5th. 3D platformer Mr. Sleepy Man releases March 10th on PC. Bubsy 4D releases May 22nd on all major platforms. Dark Rights of Arkham, a point-and-click game, releases on PC February 3rd. Scott Pilgrim EX got a release date of March 3rd on all major platforms. Apex Legends will cease operations on the Nintendo Switch August 4th. The Seven Deadly Sins Origins has been delayed to March from its January 28th release date. Xbox Developer Direct was held on January 22nd. We got a new look at Forza Horizon 6 and its open world map, Japan, the biggest in the series, amongst other gameplay updates and stuff. Beast of Reincarnation, Game Freak's newest game, was given a new look. Game Freak is the developer behind Pokemon. They are not exclusive to Nintendo, though, so they've made other games. Okay. It follows Emma the Sealer as she travels post-apocalyptic Japan to save humanity from extinction, coming to Xbox, PS5, and PC summer 2026. Double Fine, which released Keeper this last year, announced their next game, Kiln. Players make clay figures or clay pots, which then become playable as players brawl each other to destroy the other opponent's creations. Coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox this spring.
Dude.
That sounds like, I don't know.
Dude.
That sounds like something we and
the guys
we're going to have to.
You know what it sounds like? Duck Game.
Yeah. It sounds like a 3D duck game kind of, yeah. We haven't played duck game in a while. Holy moly.
We need to play duck
Remember
game
when we
because I
thought
want
it
to
was
play
going
the
to
big Chungus games.
Dude. Fable was given a big blowout, revealing a large, seamless open world, extensive character customization, and the world's living NPCs. Over 1,000 characters you can talk to. They have their own lives. You can hire them. You can marry them. You can... this game is set to be like a playground game. There will be a plot to follow if you want. If you don't, then just do whatever.
Right.
Gameplay shown included melee, ranged, and magic combat. Beginning the game as a child and watching the character age as you play. You can follow, like I said, you can follow quests. You can stay in town. You can become a landlord. You can open businesses and hire people. You can marry people and have kids. There is a reputation system. It doesn't seem as black and white as the older reputation systems in the series seems to be. But yeah, it looked good. I mean, there's going to be its criticisms. For some odd reason, they're doing like the Office style cutaways and cutscenes and different things.
Richard Iowata.
Yeah, he's in it. And then like where it's like, and then also on top of that, the celebrity cameos in Fable before were them playing characters. This seems to be them just playing themselves.
Yeah.
Which I mean is fine, but like, I don't know. It is going to have very British humor, which I love.
Yeah.
But there's some things where it's like, does it need to, like, you can have British humor without just making it a playable TV show.
Yeah.
But whatever. Coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox this summer. Now it's time for Tristan's obligatory Nintendo update section because he's biased and they get their own section.
You finally joined my side.
Mario Tennis Fever. This is only because we're going monthly. If it was weekly, this wouldn't be happening. Mario Tennis Fever received an overview trailer highlighting the new modes and mechanics. There's a pinball mode. There's a mode with the Wonder Flower or the Wonder Seeds from or Wonder Flower from Mario Wonder, where like different effects will happen on the court. There's the normal mode. There's a tourney mode. There's a story mode where they're turned into babies for some reason. 38 playable characters, everybody from Aces plus a handful of new ones. If they don't do updates, that's good because they're at least launching with 38 characters this time instead of being like, here's 20 characters. You'll get 18 more in over the course of 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be a full game. Looks like a lot of fun. It's reminding me a lot of like, I've been saying this a lot lately, but there's a lot of decisions they're making with their games that are more like the Wii GameCube era than the Wii U Switch era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of like them going and starting to play it safe. They're starting to get more creative, and I'm liking that. Purple and Cyan Joy-Con 2 were announced, releasing February 12th alongside Mario Tennis Fever. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance was added to the GameCube NSO January 8th. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD was given a free update, improving performance on Switch 2, adding Dixie Kong as a playable character and a new speedrunning mode. Mario Wonder plus Bella Bell Park Switch 2 Edition releases March 26th, adding new trials to pre-existing levels with Captain Toad, playable Rosalina, a new easy mode, and multiplayer mini-games. The Talking Flower figure, based on the Talking Flower from Mario Wonder, will release March 12th. It will talk at random times throughout the day. You can turn it off, but only temporarily. It will tell you the time, but it will sometimes be wrong.
Oh, no.
And I need it.
It's like an informative Furby.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be $49.99, $39.99, something like that. Surprisingly affordable for what it is.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's mostly toy than it is anything else, but it seems fun. So if I can get a hold of it, I might get a hold of that one because I never got the Alarmo or any of the I wanted to, but like realistically, something that makes noise every time I move in the morning when my alarm goes off.
No. I would be angry.
Great for kids and single people, but a Lego Luigi Mario Kart Lego set has been teased. I said Lego twice, I was redundant. It's like the buildable Mario. It's going to be like a buildable Luigi.
Yeah.
A Lego Legend of Zelda set was shown off. It is the final battle in Ocarina of Time, launching for $129.99 June 1st? June 1st.
I think so.
I forgot to write it down, actually, but it's there. And then Lego Pokemon sets were revealed. We're getting an buildable Eevee, 587 pieces, retailing for $59.99. Pikachu and the Pokeball, 2,050 pieces, retailing for $199.99. Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, 6,838 pieces, retailing for $649.99. Sorry.
That's
Look,
actually good piece to price ratio.
it's a good piece to price ratio, but I don't think they need to be making a set like that for Pokemon. Look, I'm about to...
That's my favorite one of the whole thing.
Jay's about to like raise his eyebrow at what I'm about to say. I'm an adult who gets Lego. 18 plus sets are all right. But it's Pokemon. There should be more affordable sets for kids.
Oh, there definitely should be more smaller sets for sure. That's a big
A $600
set.
$600 Pokemon, and especially with the way Pokemon collectibles tend to be, like nothing's going to get scalped real fast and be bought for double the price. Like it's cool. It is a cool set.
It's massive too.
I think with the pricing issues with Lego lately, of like the average consumer and kids trying to get Lego.
Yeah.
The Lego's
they should have made smaller ones.
They need
for
to
the
start
kids.
making smaller sets, which, I mean, might start happening with another... that's a leak. Never mind. We can't talk about that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, and then the gift with purchase will be a Kanto region badge collection of 312 pieces and an insider reward of a mini Pokemon Center for 233 pieces. It launches February 27th.
Yes.
That's my Lego news. Sorry, I'm getting this backwards. A Mario Galaxy movie direct was held January 25th. Did you already read it? Yeah.
I have it later.
You have it later. Jay will tell you what happened there, but I wanted to write that the direct did happen January 25th.
Yeah.
A Tamagotchi Life Living the Dream direct was held January 29th. It showed off new additions, including choosing Mii's romance preferences and more gender options, as well as customizable islands and a whole. It's more Tamagotchi Life, and it's very exciting. And Hugh Morris, he's the GOAT.
Releasing when?
Releasing April 16th. For those who don't know what this is like Sims meets the Mii's, but also a little bit of Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
And they're definitely making a lot more room for customization in the interpersonal relationships of the Mii's. It's very off the walls, out of context kind of things. Nintendo's actually, because of trying to remain family friendly with what people are posting online, people are acting like this is new. They did this with Miitopia, and they did this with... They've done this with other games where you can customize heavily. And so they've said that like they're going to limit how out of context clips and different things can be.
Yeah.
You can no longer share. Not Miitopia had this. You can't do it with this. You cannot share Mii's to like. You cannot online send. You can only do I think local. You can send Mii's. You cannot online send other Mii's to people because of the inappropriate. It's highly customizable what you can make me look like. You use the basics and you can use makeup like with Miitopia to do whatever. That has led to some inappropriate creations that Nintendo is trying to limit from kids. It sinks, but at the same time, completely makes sense. So it stinks that they have those precautions, but also I think if I was in their position, I would be making that decision too. Just because of some tweets I've seen of Mii's that people are getting ready to make where I'm like, yeah, that doesn't need to be shared around.
Does not need to happen.
A sizable Splatoon 3 update was released January 29th. It adds Flow Aura, a new defensive technique boosting stats, stealth jump gear allowing players to jump to teammates without opponents seeing, and the addition of health bars. Don't know why it didn't have health bars before, but it has health bars now. Galactic Pinball, Teleroboxer, Red Alarm, Virtual Boy Wario Land, 3D Tetris Golf, and the Mansion of Innsmouth will launch on the Virtual Boy NSO app February 17th alongside the required headset. You have to buy the cardboard or plastic headset to play it. It cannot be played in non-VR modes. It has to be VR. I don't know why Nintendo's doing this. The Virtual Boy didn't sell well in the first place because the VR caused people to have headaches because of the red filter and just different things where it's like when we know we can play these games in 2D because of other factors. In the trailer, it's shown in 2D. So, like, whatever. These decisions with the Virtual Boy thing are for me, it's scratching my head, and it's also making me mad.
Yeah.
Especially how expensive the headsets are. Zero Racers, though, a produced but unreleased F-Zero game for the Virtual Boy, will be arriving to the NSO at a later date. So that's kind of a cool thing, is that a unreleased game is now getting released. They did this with Star Fox 2, with the Super Nintendo classic console, a while back. But yeah, so that is all my gaming news.
I have my second batch of miscellaneous. These are under my miscellaneous mentionables. George Clooney reveals that Brad Pitt and Don Cheadle, Matt Damon, and Julie Roberts will all return from the new Ocean's 14. Film will explore the difficulties of pulling off a heist when they're much older. Lego, my Lego news is that announced the Smart Brick, a 2x4 brick that can create sounds, light up, and detect what characters and builds is being used in. As of right now, it'll be used in 3 new Star Wars sets, including Luke's X-Wing for $99.99, Vader's TIE Fighter for $69.99, and the Throne Room Duel and A-Wing for $159.99. It can create lightsaber fights, ship engines, and blaster sounds, and musical cues like the Imperial March. Kathleen Kennedy has retired from Lucasfilm after 14 years. Dave Filoni and Lin-Wen Brennan will reportedly replace her as the new co-presidents of Lucasfilm. Brennan is getting promoted from general manager and will oversee executive duties, while Filoni will lead all creative development. And before she left, she did give an update on future Star Wars films, including James Mangold's film is, quote, on hold, but has an incredible script. Donald Glover has turned in a script for a Lando movie. Simon Kinberg is actively working on a trilogy of films that Filoni and Brennan are very on board for. Taika Waititi turned in a script for a film she calls, quote, hilarious and great. And she also confirmed that The Hunt for Ben Solo, the script is on the back burner. Emma Stone says she is not playing Miss Piggy in the Miss Piggy movie and that she is producing, saying, quote, that is the biggest insult to Miss Piggy I've ever heard, and I will not have her name dragged through the mud like that. Why would I play a literal star? She's the greatest. No, of course I'm not playing Miss Piggy. Tangled Live Action announced some casts this month. Milo Manheim has been cast as Flynn Rider, and Tegan Croft has been cast as Rapunzel, and Catherine Hahn is in talks to star as Mother Gothel. What does Piper think about that?
Piper, if it wasn't going to be Cher, because obviously Cher would be CGI'd the whole time.
Yeah.
Catherine Hahn was like, when that rumor popped up, she's like, yep.
When Catherine Hahn said that she wanted to.
She's like, I'm sold.
What does she think of, obviously, I feel like she loves Milo Manheim.
Yeah.
I think everyone
and she
did.
loves that they did
Tegan
a
Croft.
relatively unknown actress for Rapunzel.
I was like, she looks familiar, and she's from Titans.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I think I've seen her in, at least. The Television Academy are creating the Legacy Award. The award is to celebrate TV shows that have made a profound and lasting impact on audiences and are culturally relevant. Godzilla Minus Zero will release on November 6th in theaters, and we got our first poster for it. A Lord Farquaad movie was in the works at DreamWorks from writers Dania Jimenez and Hannah McMccann from K-Pop Demon Hunters. The status of the movie is currently unknown. The God of War show announced a ton of their casting this month, and they are all fire so far. Ryan Hurst has been cast as Kratos. He played Thor in God of War Ragnarok, the game. Teresa Palmer has been cast as Sif. Max Parker has been cast as Heimdall. Olafur Dari Olafsson has been cast as Thor. Jeff Golka and Donnie Woodburn have been cast as Brock and Shinji, respectively. And then my favorites, Alistair Duncan will return as Mimir from the game, and Mandy Patinkin has been cast as Odin, which is perfect. I sent it to Trey, and he just said in all caps, perfect. We got our first look at Sophie Turner as Lara Croft in Tomb Raider. Hans Zimmer and Bleeding Fingers will compose the score for the Harry Potter series. An Indiana Jones animated series is in development, but soon canceled by Lucasfilm. It would have followed him on adventures set in between the events of the films, and Rodrigo Blas from Star Wars Visions was developing the show. The Muppet Show, we got the first trailer, first poster, and it was revealed that Maya Rudolph will appear. Very excited for that. This comes out 2 days before it premieres, so anyone who's listening to this within those 2 days, block your calendars for February 4th. The Super Mario Galaxy movie, as we previously mentioned, we held a direct Sunday, and it revealed our first look at Yoshi, Birdo, Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, and Mouser, as well as a new poster, and eventually, I think, a new clip the next day, of him eating the chain chomp.
Yes. And a first look at Claw, I think it's Claw Grip, Claw Trap. Some crab enemy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, everyone's like, hey. So it looks like it's going to be like a mini Super Mario Brothers 2 Super Mario USA section.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry, we also got our first look at Luigi in a frog suit. I just love how he goes, he's like, I'm brave, I can change, or whatever it was. Then he goes, people can't change.
People cannot change.
People cannot change. Oh, I loved it. Golden and I Lied to You will be the only nominated songs performed at the Oscars. And the final Fast and Furious movie is titled Fast Forever. And then I got a couple of awards to announce. You probably listened to our Oscars short episode. The 31st Critics' Choice Award winners for the film, One Battle After Another, won Best Picture, Best Director for Paul Thomas Anderson, Best Adapted Screenplay. Sinners won Best Young Actor / Actress for Miles Caton, Best Casting Ensemble, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Score. Frankenstein won Best Supporting Actor for Jacob Elordi, Best Costume Design, Best Production Design, and Best Hair and Makeup. F1 won Best Editing, Best Sound. And K-Pop Demon Hunters won Best Animated Feature and Best Song for Golden. Timothée Chalamet also won Best Actor for Marty Supreme, Jessie Buckley Best Actress for Hamnet, Amy Madigan won Best Supporting Actress for Weapons, Train Dreams won Best Cinematography, Best Visual Effects went to Avatar Fire and Ash, Best Stunt Design went to Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning, Best Comedy went to The Naked Gun, and Best Foreign Language Film went to The Secret Agent. On the TV side of things, The Pit won Best Drama Series, Best Actor in a Drama Series for Noah Wyle, Best Supporting Actress in a Drama Series for Catherine Lanasa. The Studio won Best Comedy Series, Best Actor in a Comedy Series for Seth Rogen, and Ike Barinholtz won Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series. Adolescence swept with Best Limited Series, Best Actor in a Limited Series for Stephen Graham, Best Supporting Actor in a Limited Series for Owen Cooper, and Best Supporting Actress in a Limited Series for Erin Doherty. Best Actress in a Drama went to Rhea Seehorn for Pluribus. Best Supporting Actor in a Drama, Tramel Tillman in Severance. Jean Smart from Hacks won Best Actress in a Comedy Series. Janelle James won Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy from Abbott Elementary. Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy won Best Movie Made for Television. Best Actress in a Limited Series and Movie Made for Television went to Sarah Snook for All Our Fault. Best Animated Series went to South Park. Best Foreign Language Series went to Squid Game. Jimmy Kimmel Live won Best Talk Show. SNL 50th Anniversary Special won Best Comedy Special. And Best Variety Series was Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. We also got our nominations for the Actor Awards, which is previously known as the SAG Awards. That'll be held in February, which, fun facts, One Battle After Another broke the record for the most Actor Award nominations for any film ever with 7 nominations. The 83rd Golden Globe Award winners movies included One Battle After Another winning Best Supporting Actress in a Motion Picture for Tiana Taylor, Best Screenplay, Best Director, Paul Thomas Anderson, and Best Picture Musical or Comedy. Sinners won Best Original Score and Cinematic and Box Office Achievement. K-Pop Demon Hunters won Best Original Song for Golden, Best Animated Film. The Secret Agent won Best Foreign Language Film and Best Actor in a Motion Picture for Drama for Wagner Moura. And Hamnet won Best Actress in a Motion Picture Drama for Jessie Buckley and Best Picture Drama. Best Supporting Actor Motion Picture went to Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. Best Actress in a Motion Picture Musical or Comedy went to Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. And Best Actor in a Motion Picture Musical or Comedy went to Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme. TV side of things, Adolescence won Best Supporting Actor in a Series for Owen Cooper, Best Actor in a Series, Limited or Anthology Series for Stephen Graham, and Best Supporting Actress in a Series, Erin Doherty, as well as Best Series, Limited or Anthology. The Pit won Best Actor in a Series Drama for Noah Wyle and Best Series Drama. The Studio won Best Series Musical or Comedy, as well as Best Actor in a Series Musical or Comedy for Seth Rogen. Best Actress in a Series Musical or Comedy went to Jean Smart from Hacks. Best Actress in a Series Limited or Anthology went to Michelle Williams for Dying for Sex. And Rhea Seehorn won Best Actress in a Series for Pluribus. Best Podcast went to Good Hang with Amy Poehler, and Best Stand-Up Comedy Performance went to Ricky Gervais' Mortality. The BAFTAs also had their nominations, which, if you know any kind of nominations that have been happening, it's the same, basically the same 5 or 6 haven't happened. Only I Swear went home with a lot of nominations. And that is my miscellaneous news for this month.
I do have anime news. No descriptions of the anime because there's just a lot.
Titles will suffice.
Yeah. Just wait. Season 2 of One Piece was given a premiere date of March 10th.
Yes.
We got some premieres announcements. Baki Dao, The Invincible Samurai premieres February 26th. April 2026 got the following animes. announced for premiering. Monster Eater, Rent-A-Girlfriend Season 5, I Became a Legend After My 10-Year-Long Last Stand. The Drops of God, Pardon the Intrusion, I'm Home. On April 3rd, The Angel Next Door, Spoils Me Rotten Season 2, Snowball Earth, and That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime Season 4. On April 2nd, we got The Ramparts of Ice. On April 4th, we got Season 4 of The Ascendance of a Bookworm. And April 9th, we got The Warrior Princess and the Barbaric King. July 2026, Magical Girl Lyrical Nohana Exceeds Gunblade's Vengeance. Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky. Draw This, Then Die. Skeleton Knight and Another World Season 2. Jobless Reincarnation Season 3, Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, Cleva Test Season 2, Tomb Raider King, I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day, Sparks of Tomorrow, Rich Girl Caretaker, and Ghost in the Shell. October 2026, we'll see the release of A Tale of the Secret Saint, delayed from April, Nia Listen, Merciless Maiden, and then Trapped in a Dating Sim, The World for Otome Games is Tough for Mob, Season 2 premieres sometime in 2026, and Cyborg 009 Nemesis premieres in 2026. We got new season announcements for The Brilliant Leader's New Life in the Shadows, Season 2, and God's Blessing of This Wonderful World, Konosuba, Season 4. I lost my adventurer's license, but I'm fine because I have an adorable daughter now is receiving an anime adaptation. I do not know what that one's about. A film spinoff of Wondering Witch, The Journey of Elena was announced. The Person I Loved Asked Me to Die in My Sister's Stead is getting an anime adaptation. Full Clearing Another World Under a Goddess with Zero Believers has been announced to be getting an anime adaptation. Kinema Citrus is developing a new anime in the Starlight series. Paranormal Historical Manga Recommendation from Mr. Ayomoto announced an anime adaptation is in development. And then Ika Matsuki's manga Nippon Sangoku is getting an anime adaptation that is slated for release this April. So it was announced, and it's just here in a couple months. It's out. And that is my anime news.
I do have a couple comics on DC. Supergirl, James Gunn says it doesn't follow the Woman of Tomorrow comic religiously. We also got a new look at Millie Alcock as Supergirl and a new good look at Jason Momoa as Lobo. The Batman Part 2, Sebastian Stan will play Harvey Dent, and Barry Kagan is expected to return as the Joker. Man of Tomorrow, Sam McCurdy from Game of Thrones and Shogun will serve as cinematographer. And Christina Hodson from The Flash and Birds of Prey is officially writing the script for The Brave and the Bold. On Marvel side of things, Wonder Man, as I previously mentioned, released on Disney Plus on January 27th. We also got a new trailer and a new poster beforehand. Avengers Doomsday, we got the second teaser was released featuring the return of Thor and Love. The third teaser was released the next week featuring the return of Patrick Stewart's Professor X, Ian McKellen's Magneto, and James Marsden's Cyclops. It also featured Sentinels walking in the background of Cyclops' scene. The fourth teaser was released featuring the return of Shuri's Black Panther, M'Baku, Namor, and The Thing on the beaches of Wakanda, and it revealed that M'Baku is now king of Wakanda. And the Russo brothers teased the trailers saying, quote, "What you've been watching for the last 4 weeks are not teasers or trailers. They are stories. They are clues. Pay attention." Spider-Man Brand New Day, Jacob Batalon confirms he will return as Ned. Daredevil Born Again, we got our first trailer for Season 2, revealing our first look at Jessica Jones and Foggy, and our first look at Matthew Lillard as Mr. Charles, as well as the first poster. Ryan Coogler says his original script for Black Panther Wakanda Forever included Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther on a ritual journey with his child, saying, quote, "It was a thing called the Ritual of Eight, where a prince is 8 years old, he must spend 8 days in the bush with his father. The rules for those 8 days, the prince can ask the father any question and the father must answer. In the course of those 8 days, Namor launches an attack and he had to deal with someone who's insanely dangerous, but because of this ritual, his son had to be joined at his hip the whole time." Ryan Reynolds is reportedly focused on developing a new Deadpool movie currently. And that is all for my news. I do have my episode appearances. For the second episode, 2,000 Meters to Andreevka, 28 Years Later, The Bone Tipple, Anaconda, Apocalypse in the Tropics, The Avengers Doomsday, The Battle of Wallace Island, Cover Up, The Housemaid, A House of Dynamite, The Lost Bus, The Man of Tomorrow, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, The Muppet Show, The Odyssey, The Perfect Neighbor, The Running Man, Tangled, Tron Ares, and Wonder Man. For the third episode in a row, we got Die My Love, The Smashing Machines, Song Sung Blue, Spider-Man Brand New Day, SpongeBob Movie Search for SquarePants, The Voice of Hind Rajab, And The White Lotus, for the 4th episode in a row, we got It Was Just an Accident, Marty Supreme, The Pit, and The Testament of Ann Lee. 5th episode includes Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, K-Pop Demon Hunters, No Other Choice, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, Surratt, Stranger Things, Train Dreams, Weapons, and Zootopia 2. For the 6th episode is One Battle After Another, Avatar Fire and Ash on the 7th episode, and for the 8th episode in a row, Wicked, for good. For celebrity deaths, there's a lot. I have a full page of them, so I'm just going to say the names and ages. James Ranson was 46. Chris Rea was 74. Helen Siff was 88. Duncan Mackenzie McHarg was 41. Adam the Woo was 51. Vince Zampella was 55. Pat Finn was 60. Imani Diaz-Smith was 25. Muhammad Bakri was 72. Maureen Peters did not have an age on there. Mickey Lee was 35. Perry Beaumonte was 65. Amos Poe was 76. Bridget Bardot was 91. Melanie Watson was 57. Richard Smallwood was 77. Tatiana Schlossberg was 35. Isaiah Whitlock Jr. was 71. John Mulrooney was 67. Jason Kaplan was 46. Victoria Jones was 34. Brett Hannah Shuford was 46. Jane Chirka was 62. Bella Tarr was 70. Michael Reagan was 80. L. Simone Scott was 49. Sidney Kibrick was 97. John Cunningham was 93. T.K. Carter was 69. Bob Weir was 78. Guy Moon was 63. Yasin Jimenez was 34. Matt Kwasinski Kelvin was 26. Scott Adams was 68. John Forte was 50. Kiana Underwood was 33. Roger Allers was 76. Valentino Garavani was 93. Rob Hurst was 70. Kevin Johnson was 55. Guy Hovis was 84. Jarden Pee-wee Walker was 23. Kim Vo was 55. Gabe Lopez also did not have an age on there. Charity Pierce was 50. And as of yesterday, Catherine O'Hara was 71. My sources this week were Deadline, Movie Insider, The Insider, Forbes, Box Office Pro, Variety, Puck, W Magazine, Hollywood Reporter, New York Times, The Numbers, New York, The Wrap, THR, and Entertainment Weekly.
My sources this week were Discussing Film, IGN, Crunchyroll, Jamatsu, Nintendo Everything, Nintendo Life, and the official sites and socials of the studios mentioned today.
And now, to close out our episode, we're not going to do a tier list this month because I got this idea from the Duck Takes podcast that's on TikTok. It's a 2026 box office draft where it's like our drafts, only we each pick 1 or 5 movies that we think will do well in the box office.
And whoever gets the combined total
at the end of the
bigger
month,
box
at the end of the year wins. So I'll keep tabs on it as we go. And then my idea that I didn't see anyone else do this was to draft a 6th backup. We each get 1 6th backup that we can throw in there to replace one if one underperforms, if we just want to replace it. But once we replace it, we can't undo it.
Yep.
But it also doesn't count unless you throw it in there.
Yeah.
So do you have your selection? Because I feel like both of our number 2s.
Of 8 in case, because it's going to be the same thing as if you got the same thing as me, then I have to pick something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 10 just in case. Okay. I feel like our first 2 total.
A couple other 2 off the top of my head that I could add here, but I have 8 written down.
Yeah.
So
I feel like our first 2 are going to be the same. Do you want to flip a coin?
Yeah, hold on.
So you goes first.
Call it.
Heads.
Tails.
Tails. Okay. So you get to go first.
My first one I have, I didn't really put in any, to be honest, I didn't put an order of most to least in my head. I just listed them, but Hexed.
Hex, that's not what I thought you. Wow, that wasn't even on my list. Oh, you got the Thanksgiving Disney release.
Yep.
That's not what I thought I'd take. Okay, I'm going to take Avengers Doomsday.
Ah, dang. I'm not going to take it off my list. I'm just going to highlight it red so I know.
That you don't get it?
Yeah.
And then my number 2, you're going to hate me if I take Super Mario.
I will. But if you need to take it, take it.
I'll take Toy Story 5.
Okay.
I'll give you, unless you don't take it this time, then I will snatch it.
So my number 2 is Super Mario Galaxy movie. And then my number 3 is Hunger Games: Sunrise and the Reaping.
Okay, and then my number 4 is, my number 4 is going to be, my number 3, The Odyssey.
The Odyssey?
I'll take The Odyssey. And then my number 4 is going to be Michael.
Okay.
Michael Jackson biopic. I feel like
I didn't think about that one, but that's a very good choice.
I forgot about it until I was looking at the list of movies.
You probably will see what my tactic is once I get to all 5 for what I've chosen.
There's someone here where I'm like, I didn't think about it, but I think you might take.
Yeah.
Based on past records of similar movies. Okay, so you're on 4?
So my number 4 is the live action Moana.
Oh, see, I almost put that on here, but I didn't. Okay.
And my number 5 is Supergirl.
That didn't make my list, but it was like I could have swapped it out with something
That one
else.
is my gamble. I have do I need to give my number 6 now?
I'll wait to do this number 6 until I get mine. So I have 5 left to do.
Yeah, you have 5 and 6.
I'm taking Spider-Man.
Spider-Man? Okay.
Brand New Day. My top 2 were Avengers and Super Mario because I think those are going to get $1 billion.
Yeah.
Now this does where I shoot myself in the foot is Doomsday because I'm cutting it off after December 31st.
Okay.
And that gets like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I don't need good. And then I'll go ahead and do my backup. I'm going to go for my backup, Minions 3.
Minions, I forgot that was this year.
I did too. I think the last Despicable Me 4 did 900 million. I think close. I think Minions 3 is going to do well just because that franchise gets in bukus of money. Mm-hmm. And then what is your backup?
My backup, I'm struggling between these other 2 I've written down. I think my backup is going to be Masters of the Universe.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I was struggling between that and Wuthering Heights.
That's all.
And Wuthering Heights, to me, I had this gut feeling it's going to be a surprise of like, it's going to do
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. It's going to do better than people are expecting, I think. But
yeah. My other 3 that we didn't say were Dune Part 3. That was my number 7. My number 9 was Mandalorian and Grogu. My number 10 was Jumanji 3. Comes out, or I guess 4.
But if you can't tell, I tried to go with like the big franchises this year rather than new movies, which is why Wuthering Heights was one of my backups because I'm like,
it could.
It's got the star power in it, but it's not.
You don't know how it could.
Yeah,
it could go both ways very
easily.
Go
both ways. There's also things like there's other animated movies coming out like Hoppers.
Hoppers, I hope does
Pixar's new movies have been like, even if they're good, it's hit or miss on whether or not the general audience will go and.
Toy Story will gross $1 billion.
Oh yeah,
3 gross $1 billion, 4 gross $1 billion.
That's why I was like, gosh, you got Toy Story 5. You want to know what my top 5 were?
What?
Hex, Mario, Hunger Games, Avengers, and Toy Story 5.
Dude,
that was my top 5.
I gave you Mario.
So you gave me Mario.
If I would have taken Mario, would you have taken Toy Story 5 the next turn?
Yes.
Okay. I thought our first 2 was going to be Avengers Doomsday and Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
Because
I put Hexed because it's Disney's next big original Thanksgiving movie.
It's
presumably a musical because they kind of they go every other one as a musical. So it's like it's going to probably have some earworm in it that's going to and so it's
go crazy.
The
next we don't talk about Bruno.
Because you look at other like I would say big movies coming out. There's Angel Studios is starting to get something that you want to look at.
Scream 7 might do really good.
Scream 7 is iffy for me.
Yeah.
But there's different things like that where I'm like, there's so many I could have chose from, but I decided to do sequels and next entries in series because I could look. I will say something about Angel Studios though. I do not foresee Animal Farm going well.
No. I'll see it, but I don't see it. I think its big hit first is going to be Solo Mio. I'm going to cry.
For all of 5 seconds, I thought about maybe putting Devil Wears Prada 2 on my list.
I did think about that too.
But I'm like, I don't know. Lately where you're starting to see audiences get burnt out on those legacy sequels where sometimes they're going to do great. Like sometimes there'll be a Beetlejuice situation. But
they'll be like Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, where it's like,
Yeah, where they make a tiny splash.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. My maybe is like Michael. Because like biopics do so and so, but I think that's name
because
of Michael
Jackson. Yeah,
and it's got an April release, late April. So
Scary Movie 6 is coming out this year.
That's one I thought about putting on here.
And then the next Jackass, but yeah, there's ones like those where I'm like, they could be successful. Yeah. I don't see them combining total with. That's going to get as high as the ones I have on my list.
Yeah, because you want the $1 billion. Avengers are going to make $1 billion. Mario's going to make $1 billion. I bet Toy Story 5 is going to make $1 billion.
Yeah.
Odyssey might come close.
Masters of the Universe, it depends.
It depends.
That's why that
amazing.
Was... Yeah.
Why did I not put that in here? That trailer's amazing.
Dude, that trailer's
amazing.
So, Jay...
I'll keep posted on that. I'll keep it. I'll keep it in my box office section each time.
And you wrote down mine as well, or do I need to send your... Okay.
I got it right here. All right. I thank you for joining us.
Yes. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe to all those interactive things. We are so happy to be back with you guys.
Yes.
After a month, almost month absence, because we did have the Oscars episode. But,
we did have the Oscars episode.
But yeah, so we will be sure to follow the podcast on most social medias at Mondays for Nerds. Me, Sir Stumps-a-lot17, or Sir Stumps-a-lot.
Me, at PothePanda001, or Chris M. Pratt fan, either one, whichever, depending on whatever social media you're on.
And we will see you all next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.